Chennai is a city that powers India's industrial activity, and I am at the headquarters of the company which is quite literally transforming global logistics. Yes, I am talking about TVS Supply Chain Solutions. We'll talk to the company, we'll find out what is the roadmap for the profitability, how they are going to reduce debt, and moreover, what is their plan for next 5 years. Let's find out. Hello, Mr. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for calling us in Chennai, and how can we not speak to you when we are doing it now on the go in Chennai?
Well, Chennai and TVS, I think we have a strong connection, so I'm glad that you're spending time with one of our flagship companies.
Your company has been nerve center, if I can call it, for global orders recently. Recently we saw up to 5,250 crore order pipeline is there?
It's a pipeline, absolutely correct.
So, what is your vision for a company? What next for TVS Supply Chain Solutions?
Absolutely, and we have been focusing on expanding our global footprint for us to be realizing our vision of being amongst the top 50 supply chain companies in the world. And I think over the last couple of years, we've actually done a very good job in expanding that global footprint, really focusing on some marquee customers. Our focus has been in building the Fortune 500 customer base. So 4 years ago, we had about 50 global Fortune 500 customers. Today, we have 91 Fortune 500 customers as our customers. And that is the strength of the brand and also the strength of the team, which is, doing some phenomenal execution of projects and programs across the globe.
All right, and we can also see some of the accolades which are put out here. But moving on, and this quarter particularly, you had a loss of around 4 crore, which is significantly reduced if you compared with last year. But what is the path of profitability and sustainable profitability is the question which investors will ask.
Absolutely. I think the focus of the company is to converge towards a 4% PBT, which should result in about a 3% PAT. And that we should get in about 6 to 8 quarters, and that's really what we're looking at in the near term. And that's going to come on the back of some very strong initiatives that we have set out. One is, of course, I spoke about the quality of our customers and the revenue that you spoke about the pipeline, 5,250 crores of pipeline that we have created, and that conversion is really going to be instrumental in driving the revenue and the profitability momentum. Our mantra is profitable growth, and we will see that execution happening over the next 6 quarters to get converged to about a 4% PBT and a 3% PAT.
So that is the roadmap you have kept for the company. But more importantly, debt reduction is something which you will focus and should focus as per the, if I would say so, their investors would demand that. And more importantly, if you are investing in the company, then only that growth will be there. So what is the roadmap for debt reduction and investments in the company?
I think we have done a great job on debt reduction already. If you look at it, the company today has focused significantly in generating cash. About 195 crores is really what we looked at from an overall cash balance. I think the key for us is that today the debt is really only funding working capital. So that will continue, right. But that's going to happen because we are winning large orders, large projects, and we'll need that debt to fund the working capital. Otherwise, we have really got into a mode where we've reduced most of our other debts. Post the IPO, our debt has come down dramatically, and only the working capital debt is something which we'll probably have as we continue to grow the organization.
All right, and if I also take a cue from you, what is the vision for next 5 years? Is there a roadmap beyond 6 to 8 quarters which you have already chalked out?
Mm-hmm. So for us, like I said, the vision is to be amongst the top 50 global supply chain companies, and what that means is a combination of things. One is, of course, the quality of customers, and I think we are well on the road to get more and more marquee customers, both from an existing customer base, like I said, 91 Fortune 500 customers, and looking at the pipeline, we have a very strong quality of pipe, which is going to give us the quality of customers. Second is the use of technology. We have always led with technology, and some of the things that hopefully we can show you the next time is how we are using technology very innovatively. Our solutions embed technology which is grown in-house, and that gives the flexibility for the customers to work with us, and that's one of the reasons why we win in the market. And the third, of course, like I said, we are a global company, global footprint, and those are the things which will converge into taking us to the top 50 global supply chain companies by the end of this decade, and that's really what we look at. From an overall revenue perspective, I think the aspiration is to be, right now we are about just over $1 billion in terms of revenue, 1.1 billion. We hope to get to $2 billion of revenue over the next 5 years.
Yeah? Right. So with that aspirations, what are going to be levers of growth? Which pockets you see the growth will be there?
Yeah. Of course, India is a big market, right? India's GDP is probably, leading across all the markets that we operate in. So India will be a continuous focus for us, and to grow the India size of the pie to about 30-35% over the next 5 years. Today it's about 27% of the overall revenue. Of course, the other big market is North America. Today it's about I would say mid-teens, and we want to grow that market also, because it's something where we see a lot of opportunities. And of course Europe. The newer markets that we want to get to is Middle East and Africa. Africa is really going to be, as we look beyond 2030, Africa is going to be a place where there's going to be significant economic activity, and it will be early seedings that we will do over the next, I would say, by the end of the decade, to start our growth in that continent. So Middle East, Africa are areas where we are investing in. North America, Europe, and US will continue to, in India, will continue to grow our presence. And again, the strategy is really about technology, solutions, flexibility, and the ability to be very agile, reacting to customers.
Since you have mentioned about technology, one question which is in everybody's mind is the use of AI.
Yes.
And how you are adopting that and also changing the way you do things?
So firstly, we have a very active AI practice within the company. We have marquee engagements in India, in the US, and in Europe, where we have deployed AI at scale. For example, in India, we have AI using visual computing in one of our large customer solution warehouses in Hosur, where we are completely eliminating the need for human discerning the parts which go into a kitting, and that has eliminated any errors. Today we are able to get the numbers well beyond Six Sigma in terms of quality out of that engagement. So we have deployed AI at scale, and all that is using our own in-house grown software. We have our own, you can say, Chat GPT like tool, and it's called Sidekick.
You mentioned about geographies, but specifically in India, what is the focus area? Are there any particular products which you are focusing on, or services which you are offering?
So ours is a 100% services company. So our target segment has been the manufacturing segment. We are a very strong presence in the manufacturing segment. The Make in India is a great opportunity for us to be partners to our customers who are building out of India. Even as we speak, we are working with one of the largest alternate energy providers who are building to scale in India and managing their entire supply chain for that company. It's a multinational setting up operations in India. The ability for us to have worked with the multinational companies in their home markets, and as they come here, we become possibly an automatic partner of choice when they come to India and be here. So manufacturing is big. The other area where we have a very, very strong presence is in the aftermarket, especially when it comes to auto, right? The ability for us to support the aftermarket for our customers in the sense that we manage large warehouses and the ability for us to process orders in near real time and deliver it to the customers, distributors and suppliers is something which we are leaders in the market in India. And finally, I would say we have a very strong presence in the consumer durables, especially in the white goods market. So we move for these white goods manufacturers. We stock spares and the ability to support their service network by delivering these spares at the shortest time is something which is a unique capability that we have deployed in the Indian market for the consumer durables sector.
You mentioned about consumer durables, or one thing which caught my attention was e-commerce, which was mentioned as per your website. New economy is something which is of area of interest of everyone. Yes. Now, quick commerce, or you would say e-commerce, or food delivery. Mm-hmm. How much of your services are being catered by them?
So about less than 10% of our services in India. I think it's important that I spell out our strategy. Our strategy is to work with a lot of these e-commerce, quick commerce companies in managing their stores, managing their warehouses. We are what we are the fulfillment partners for the quick commerce, e-commerce customers of ours, but we do not participate in the last mile, which is delivering for the customer to the consumer.
Right.
So we are not a B2C segment player. We are
completely
We are a B2B player. So I think it's important, but we still work with a lot of the big brands when it comes to e-commerce in managing their fulfillment centers.
There has been a lot of news in tariffs. Every day we hear something or other which is coming up. Mr. Trump keeps us busy. But does this worry you? What is your assessment? How will it shape your business particularly?
So there is definitely uncertainty and volatility, right? If I look at the freight business today, it's incredibly volatile because there is tariff and there is also a moratorium. So there are markets where they're rushing to convert the 90-day window as an opportunity, and that's creating imbalance in the whole supply chain. So I would say it's a period of deep uncertainty the next 30-40 days until July 9th, I think.
Yes,
the tariff,
that's a deadline
expires,
which has been
right?
kept till now.
Correct. So we are watching that situation as far as the freight business is concerned.
What are your top 3 priorities if I talk in next 3 years?
I think I mentioned it. One is, of course, increase the presence amongst the global 500 customers.
All right.
So we have a global account management program which is in play, where we are building deep relationships within our customer organizations. Right. The second is clearly technology. Making sure that we continue to invest in technology, making sure that we are, if not leading, we are definitely not trailing in some of the newer areas, especially around AI, right? For that, you would have probably seen a couple of quarters ago, we actually said that we will we have tied up with the Manchester University in bringing together solutions for the,
same with me. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, bringing to solutions for the industry, and the Manchester University partnership is something which is very critical, right? So, working on technology, building deep relationships with our customers, and having a global account program, and within that, ensuring that all our capabilities are positioned with these customers, which means I call it an encirclement strategy.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us. While I'll continue to learn how to play the pool, the company is on a growth path. The guidance has been given for 6 to 8 quarters, but more than that, they are hampering on the technology, the knowledge, and the geographies where they want to cater to.